What's up, y'all, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is AD McCann, and I create content that's meant to inspire young single Christian women to live their lives to the fullest while pursuing Christ. In today's video, I'm going over 5 reasons why you might be single. In today's video, I'm taking a very laid-back approach. My goal is to speak to you and not at you. I'm going to talk to you like we're friends, like we know each other. And yeah, like I'm a laid back person, so that's how I'm going to deliver this content to you. And I just want to say, like, you could get to the end of this video and be like, wow, none of the reasons that she gave are accurate for me. I just want to say I am not a relationship expert. I don't have biblical support for these things. I'm not a scientist. I'm not a psychologist, okay? I'm just using my brain and observations and personal experience too. So if you get to the end and you're upset, don't come in my comments all the reasons you gave, baby, if you don't find your answer here, just keep looking. I don't know what to tell you, okay? So I'm just doing this video because I wish I could have had someone tell me these things when I was single, because I was straight up thirst trapping and just so when I think back to how I was when I was single, it's just embarrassing. Amber, why? And then if you knew me back then and saw what I was doing, why, how come nobody told me? Anyways, it's not about me, it's about you. Today's video is about you. Because if you're here, chances are you're young, you're single, you're Christian, you want to know why you have 0 prospects. So let's get into the video. Or let's get into the topic. The video already started. All right. So reason number 1 is your motives. All right. You're probably single because your motives are skewed a little bit. Now, you might be like, Amber, what are you talking about? I have one motive, and that motive is to be with someone. Well, that's great, honey, but let me tell you something. Some of y'all want a fling, and some of y'all want a ring, all right? I did not put that together before the video, and I'm also not a rapper. It just happened to flow that way. So what I mean is some of y'all are Louis, Prada, Gucci, pop them tags. And then some of y'all are look, the Lord has been refining me for a long time, and I'm ready to be married. I'm ready to be a wife. So for some of y'all, this is a game. You like the romantic side of relationships. You like the idea of having someone spoil you, buy you food, take you places. You're trying to be flexing on the gram, and then some of y'all are no, I'm ready, right? So something I want to ask you, something I want you to think about is this. The whole purpose of being a wife is to be a helpmate, okay? I am not saying, some of y'all just got really upset when I just said that, and that's another reason why you're single, is because you're too high strung. I'm joking, but for real, y'all, I don't mean that your purpose in life is to just serve a man and that's it. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is, when you look at what a wife is, according to the Bible, she is a helpmate. She's a helper to her husband. So what does that have to do with you? Well, do you like serving people? Do you like helping people? Is that something that you do right now in your singleness? Because if you like to be served, but you don't want to serve, then you are not going to be happy. You are not, you're in for a rude awakening, okay? And I just think that that's something you have to think about. If you don't want to do it now while you're single, why would you want to do it for the rest of your days? Having to serve not just a man, but then you have kids and you got to do all that. You're going to have a lot of resentment and bitterness. So if I were you, I would just ask God to change your heart, give you the heart of a servant, and just deal with that. Just deal with it. And you know what? I'll be honest, y'all. I was single for 6 years before I met my husband. And I feel like the first couple of years, I was like thirst trapping and embarrassing, like I mentioned earlier. But then toward the end, I was like, you know what? I like being single. And I was open to getting to know guys. I was even open to like having a boyfriend. But I was not like, oh my gosh, I need a husband, because I was self-aware. So I want you to be self-aware as well and just think about your motives, all right? Number 2, why you might be single, is the cliche answer of all time, which is God's timing. So it might be in God's timing that you be single right now. And I think that's because a lot of times people like, excuse me, people say things like, oh, I'm waiting. Y'all, I can't talk now. Like, that cough really messed me up. Like, why? Okay, I'm not getting up. Like, the kitchen's right there, but I'm not getting up for water because I'm lazy. And because I'm not trying to edit this video, like, more than I have to. But anyways, some people are like, oh, I'm waiting on my Boaz. I'm waiting, honey. I'm waiting. Baby, waiting for what? Like, your life already started a long time ago. And I don't believe when you're single, like, this got on my nerves when I was single, y'all. People say, oh, God's preparing you for your husband. He's preparing you for a spouse. Baby, he's preparing you for himself. Even after you get married, God is preparing you for himself. Like, no, we not doing all that. And another thing, in the waiting, that doesn't give you a pass to be idle or to do nothing. Like, invest in your relationship with God, invest in yourself, and invest in others. All right? Like, don't be at the bus stop waiting for a bus for Prince Charming to get off, and then you hit the on button, and then all of a sudden your life starts and everything's rosy. Like, that's not realistic. And another thing, you know, in the waiting, God is maturing you. He's growing you, right? So go for it. Like, live life. Like, live your life, okay? Waiting is just, it's a part of life, but we're always waiting on something, okay? Right now you're waiting on a boyfriend, and you're going to be waiting for him to propose to you. Then you're going to be waiting as you prepare for your wedding. Then you're going to be waiting on your plane to go off to your honeymoon. Then you're going to be waiting to get pregnant. Then you're going to be waiting for them kids to go to college. You're going to be waiting. Like, baby, that's just going to happen. So make sure that you use this time to be proactive, okay? All right, now that we have that out the way, let's go to reason number 3. Reason number 3 why you might be single is your mindset. I'm not going to say you are. I'm going to be nicer about it. I'm going to try to be more gentle. All right, baby, you got to let go of being superficial. Okay? Don't be superficial. What you mean? I'm glad that you asked, honey. Okay, so what I mean is some of y'all are like, I am not being with a guy that is less than, he's got to be 6'5" or taller. Also, he got to make at least 6 figures. On top of that, his eyes need to be hazel. In addition to that, he's got to be like athletic build, like, you know. On top of that, he has to have at least 30,000 Instagram followers. Baby. What, like, do you want a husband, or do you want a husband, or do you want a man that's just like aesthetically appealing? Like, what are you trying to do? Like, I need you to help me, okay? Because honestly, this used to be me. Now, I didn't necessarily go based off that criteria that I mentioned, but I used to be very, very superficial, okay? I was super into like visuals, okay? Like if the guy wasn't fine, then I'm sorry. We can't move forward. The process has come to an end. Baby, you are dismissed. Like, I'm sorry, okay? I'm sorry. But as I started to mature more and grow more, I realized that the most important thing about a man is his character, okay? So I had to like chill out when it came to external things, because the truth is external things are very temporary. So I just want to encourage you, if you know that that's like a hindrance for you, because that was a hindrance for me, then like don't let it be a hindrance anymore. And truly, I'm honest when I say, like, ask the Lord to help you, because I knew I needed the Holy Spirit to help me. I was out here doing way too much, and like I'm over here acting like I'm the cream of the crop when, baby, no. Like, Amber, y'all should have seen me. Like, we're not going to talk about that. Instead, we're just going to move to reason number 4. So the 4th reason why you might be single is because of your lack of obedience. What you mean? I love the Lord. I wake up every morning. I got my morning routine down pat. I be in the Word. I got my coffee. I got my Bible. I got my Jesus. What you mean? Like, I'm obedient. Honey, what I'm talking about is, are you obedient to the things that God is calling you to do? Now, the way I see it is you might live in a small town somewhere, ain't nothing changing, it's not innovative, it's not progressive, ain't nobody over there, honey. You know everybody where you live, and you wonder why you're single, right? And maybe the Lord has called you to move. Like, go move to Dallas, go move to Atlanta, go move to Nebraska. And you're like, no, I'm just gonna like chill out over here, just gonna wait, see what happens, you know, just gonna wait. Like, baby, that's why you have 0 prospects. Like, go do whatever it is the Lord is calling you to do. Like, baby, go do it, okay? Before I met my husband, I was living in another state, and the Lord was telling me to leave. And I was like, no, Lord, I can't leave. This work I'm doing is just amazing, and it's so missional, and like, this is ministry, this is my life. And the Lord's like, leave. And I did not leave. And so, long story short, some stuff went down. It wound up being much more painful than it needed to be. And then shortly after I left, I wound up crossing paths with my husband, which I had already known him before. That's like a whole other video for another day. But all I'm saying is that, I mean, I don't think my lack of obedience delayed God's timing and us reconnecting. But maybe it did. I don't know. And I'll never know. But just be faithful. Like, be faithful to whatever it is God's calling you to do, or whatever it is whatever place he's calling you to go. Because God's plans for you are good. Okay? I think sometimes we beat ourselves up and we think, oh, I don't have a man, or I don't have a husband because I did this, this, and this. And it's not even all that, baby. Like, you doing too much. Just do what he's telling you to do. And when you follow God, and that's something that you do daily and consistently, like, he's going to keep you on the right path, okay? So, the last reason, and some of y'all are about to like click out on me, but that's okay. The last reason why you might be single is because maybe you're giving off mixed signals to men. Okay, like, you go to church on Sunday, you serve, you at the life groups, the small groups, whatever your church calls it. Everybody's church has like a different name for that. But anyway, you know, you're doing the right things that people can at least see. But when you're outside of that, like when you're away from the church crowd, your community, your people, like, you act like the world. Like, pretty much, it's hard to I cannot ever say that word, differentiate. That's the word I'm trying to say. So pretty much, men can't really read you. Like, I'll use an example. I knew a girl years ago, bad chick, like, any dude she wanted, she could get, okay? Like, that girl made it look like nothing. You want to talk about just effortless, just whatever, right? So she could get any guy she wanted. But I will say this, guys that were not Christian or in the church or whatever, she could get them like this. But men that were in the church, they were like, And it's not to say that anyone was judging her or anything like that. It's just that these men were looking for a wife. They were looking to be with a godly woman, and they couldn't really read her because they're like, well, she does a lot of commendable things. Like she's really cool or whatever. Great personality, beautiful, like super sweet, like all that. However, on the weekends, she does some questionable things, so we don't really know, we don't really know where she's landing the plane. And so I just want to use that example. And once again, it's not to like drag anybody or anything, like to this day, like, and I think it's important for us as believers to operate in grace. And so I really think back to that time, how even I had like my own thoughts about this person that weren't necessarily good. But as I've gotten older and look back, it's like, well, I mean, I don't think anybody discipled her or like held her accountable to certain things. So maybe she was just out there. Like she just knew I'm just trying to have a good time. I don't think she was intentional about anything. But anyways, to the men out there that were watching her, and even men out there that are watching you, like what message are you sending them? Are you like, how are you living? Do you live like God is your father and then Satan is your stepdad? Like I know that's such, wow, Amber. I'm just trying to say though, like what message are you sending? What message are you sending? Because the way that you look at a man, like, okay, if I marry this man, this is going to be my husband, the father of my children. Like, baby, we can't be out here. I cannot get God. All right. And then as for men, they're looking at you the same way. Like, do I want to marry a woman like that? Like, do I want my kids to have a mother like that? So it's just things to think about. So yeah, y'all, that's the 5 reasons. If you enjoyed today's video, please give it a like. Comment below. Like, I don't expect you to comment and be like, oh yeah, I'm single because I'm superficial. Like, I'm not expecting comments like that. But if there's anything in this video that you found to be helpful, or maybe another reason why you think you're single, comment it below, because other people might be reading that and be like, you know what, I understand totally what that girl's saying. So feel free to interact with each other, and also give this video a thumbs up. That way other women out there who are single and want to know why can come across this video, and be sure to ring that notification bell. That way you'll be notified the next time I drop a gem. All right, y'all, thanks for chilling with me, and I will see y'all next time. God bless.